Hey y'all, can I show you what I've gotten for the bus so far? I'm very, very excited. I have a big pile here. So some things that I don't have up here, I made a table for myself for my treadmill a couple years back and it didn't fit. So I'm gonna probably put that in the bus. I bought a wooden like hat thing for the bus. I have a bunch of stuff like extra measuring cups and utensils and like things like that already, but these are specific, like just bought them in the past couple weeks. So got a backup camera, and I think it's a dash cam and a backup camera. So got it from Princess Auto. It was on sale. Love that. I got my safety glasses that will go right over my glasses. Good to have. Got myself some gloves that will actually fit me that are smaller than my husband's giant gloves for angle grinding. This is my magnetic door screen, and I'm hoping it'll fit, and I'm hoping I didn't just flash my address, but I probably did. Magnetic door screen to open up the doors, not let any bugs in. And then last but not least, the sound deadening. So I bought myself 2 rollers because that's how they came. And then I bought 2 boxes of sound deadening. It's really heavy. It is the Silas. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Silas. I bought 2 boxes. I wanted 3. They only had 2 left. It's 52 square feet, I think. And the bus is like 144 square feet. So I know I don't quite need 144 square feet, but I bought 2 of these. So I have like 104. I think I'll get one more box of like, they usually come in 36 square feet. So those are all the things I have for the bus so far this week. Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to episode 4. Can't believe we're on episode 4. The bus is empty. It's very weird. It's very echoey. Bus is empty. We are here today. It is Sunday. Today's video is probably going to be a one day of episode 4. Because Friday Glenn came home early, he had to go to the bank, because yesterday, we spent the day running to Truro to get him a new motorcycle. So that's how we spent the day yesterday on Saturday. So Sunday is bus day. It is early in the morning. We each have separate goals. He's going to be under the bus, I'm going to be in the bus, and maybe outside of the bus. But my one goal today is to figure out maybe how to get the rubber up. I'd like to focus on the rubber. And then if I get bored or I come to a snafu or I hit a snag, then I'm going to go outside of the bus and try to get some of the like reflective tape off, some of the decals off, and I remembered my glue gone so I can get some of the sticky mess that's happening up here gone. So Glenn just plugged in the battery and we are going over to the garage. Y'all, let me just start by saying that this was my hardest day so far on the bus build. I know that there will be harder days coming, but I was my most down on myself this day. I felt like I could not do anything, and I quickly realized that this first thing that I'm doing, trying with the screwdriver, was not going to work. Quickly switched to the drill. The drill bits were not cutting it, and I just could not figure out what to do. I got frustrated with the drill because the drill bit is just spinning, so I worked on the cab over area. It had a bunch of stickers and sticky stuff, and I got a little bit of that done. I'm calm now. I'm gonna go back to the drill and see if I can figure it out. We shall see. I don't know. I'm so sad watching this footage back and realizing that I didn't actually get any footage of the thing that I was actually successful at, which was de-stickifying the bulkhead in the bus. There was like a lot of stuff up there, and I just kind of cleaned it up, which was my one successful thing of the day. So I really should have shared it, and I'll try to remember it for episode 5. So it is like 10 to noon, and I feel like I'm getting nowhere, so I'm gonna stop. I'm going to recenter. I figured I'd turn this on and tell you what was happening. I was getting frustrated with the drill, so I just kind of went and got a crowbar and a hammer and just started seeing what I could pry up, and like thought maybe the rubber would rip on either side of the screw, like without taking the screw out. And sure enough, like the little piece that I was doing did. And then I started trying to like pry up the floor to see what was underneath, because we're not really sure if there's wood under the rubber or if there's just like straight to metal. I think in parts of the bus there's wood and parts of the bus is just straight metal. But the part by the stair here just kind of came up, like the rubber still attached to the metal or whatever's right underneath the rubber. So I'm kind of like, can I just take the floor and the rubber up at the same time? Like, do I have to remove the rubber before I take the wood up? I don't know. Anyways, but I'm getting frustrated, and like, I knew I would get frustrated because obviously I've never done anything like this before. I'm a teacher, for God's sakes. But I'm like not staying very frustrated for long, but I find switching from task to task to task, like I have a couple things that I wanted to do today, including getting the stickiness off this like front bulkhead here above the driver's seat and passenger seat. And I also want to go outside the bus and like try to take off some of the reflective tape or whatever. I don't know what's the real term for it, but I find if I'm getting frustrated or like something is not working for me correctly, if I switch to another thing for a little bit, then I can come back to it with like a clearer head. Yeah, but like I knew that this was not going to be easy because I've never done anything like this before. I'm kind of like trial by fire, learning as I go, so obviously. But I'm figuring it out. I do want my lunch though, so I'm going to sit here, I'm going to put a video on for me, and I'm just going to like eat my lunch because I need like a task switch. Is that what it's called? Task switching when you go from thing to thing? You'll have to let me know down below in the comments. Am I task switching? Is that an ADHD thing? Anyways, yeah, it's about noon. I forgot to give you guys an update of when we started. Hopefully I put that on the screen for you. My bad. I told you what day it was, but I'm gonna eat my lunch and then we'll be back at it. Don't know with what, but with something. Okay. So you can see that this whole thing is lifting up. So, oh, glove stuck. Oh, I'm hoping that I can just lift the whole thing up instead of doing the rubber and then the bottom. So we shall see. You know, when there's kids not available for picture day, so they're like not in the picture, so it says like not pictured here and then it lists names. Okay, well, not videoed here. Me absolutely just yanking on this, shoving with all of my might, trying to embody my inner bodybuilder, weightlifter, everything that I possibly could to get this up. I finally just had to call Glenn in. I was like, I need to cut it. I wanted to go in with a circular saw, but he was super scared that I would hit the metal. So what ended up happening is we actually tag teamed it. So he got up under it with me and we lifted it and we ended up breaking the wood on that slant there. So that got that up. And then I just started going in with the crowbar and the hammer and just kind of ripping up little pieces. And I don't know who was making glue or adhesive for buses back in 2011, but this rubber was so well adhered to the wood that I literally could not remove the rubber without the wood. It was not happening. The adhesive was so good. And that video that I mentioned that I put on with my lunch was actually a Chuck Cassidy video, and he was using a car jack. So I was like, Glenn, let's try it. Glenn was a little worried that the metal would be too thin, but we just kind of had the jack on the ribs of the bus, and those seemed to be sturdy enough for it. So this got most of the floor up. Actually, 90% of the floor, except for that first piece that we heaved up, we used the car jack. So this, it's been getting wet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't, what's a box gonna do?
Oh, this is for that fuel pump.
Well, I know it's for the fuel pump, but nobody's gonna keep it in the fuel pump.
Well, no, but it's still like in the box. So I can say here, it's in the box. It's new.
It's not new though.
Well, it is though.
I hope you all enjoyed that Guardians of the Galaxy reference. Anytime any one of us talks about a box or needing a box or wanting a box, we always reference Guardians of the Galaxy. And we totally forgot about that last part where Rocket goes, you just want to suck the joy out of everything. So I told Glenn that I'm gonna definitely use that now. But yeah, so we literally just did this for the rest of the floor. Glenn would go in with that giant crowbar and like prop it up enough for me to slide the jack in, and then we'd just jack it up until the wood would kind of break. And you can see that they're in large pieces of plywood that they had just cut around, which is basically the same thing we're going to do, except not with full sheets of plywood. But I definitely needed his help for this. This is the most help I think that I have needed from him, and I was definitely feeling down on myself this day, but I so appreciate him being willing to come in and help me with this and do some of the heavy lifting. At this point in the day, my body was so hurting. It was crazy how sore and tired I was.
Okay, so they
Oh, it's tiny.
they patched it, but I'll probably do something better than that because that's
Okay.
quite thin,
Okay.
and I'll probably weld it in. But
Okay.
that's where it come up. That's exactly where the
Okay.
thing is.
So that's what happened then. Okay.
But I haven't seen anything else bad, really.
Okay. Like this is all surface.
Yeah, no.
What's this?
So there's just another piece of wood. I don't know why that's there. Is it covering something?
It's stuck to it. It's screwed to it. Mr. Freezy.
No, it was just a square piece of wood. I don't know why.
Was it attached? No, it wasn't.
It was. It was
Oh,
rotten
okay.
though. Probably go as far as that, I guess.
So what you saw there, we noticed that part of the floor, the rubber was cut up and screwed back down. So we had assumed that either the floor was rotted there or something had happened there, something had fallen, or Glenn maybe thought that one of the springs had come up through the floor, which is exactly what happened. He said that these GMCs are kind of prone to do that, like the spring will let go and it'll come up through the floor, and it's actually a much smaller spot than the floor led us to believe. We thought it was going to be bigger than it was, but it's probably only 6 by 6 inches. It's not very big, but Glenn's gonna take that up and he said he would like to weld it down, and I like that. But for the most part, our floor looks good. There's definitely some surface rust that needs to be buffed out, but there's no surface, or there's no rust holes, which is what we wanted. So I need to come back through with the angle grinder.
I still have heads. Square heads.
Get the tank on?
Yeah. It's running.
Good.
Floor really ain't too bad.
No.
It's got surface rust in places. One spot there, I think the spring hanger come through it.
Okay, yeah.
You can see it from underneath. But
This is all up here.
it's gonna have wood put back over it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're taking it out though, it's soaked.
Yeah.
Soaking wet.
Yeah, let it dry out some.
Take a wire wheel to it, put some kind of coating over it.
Yeah. This is kind of the car thing.
Yeah.
On there. I don't know if it'd be a rubberized undercoating or something that you might be able to even spray.
There's stuff called POR. You're supposed to go over rust.
Okay. Well, that's for.
Those two metal pieces sticking up are for the door. But I don't know what the pole is for. So that was my father-in-law making a little impromptu visit. I'm sure he'll love that he was caught on camera. But it was nice to just hear his opinion on it too, because he's been a mechanic for longer than Glenn's been alive. So nice to just hear that he thought it looked okay as well. But we got most of the floor up. We left a little piece there, you can see, and that is because there is a heater sitting on top of it. So we couldn't get to it today. Do you guys have a shop vac over here?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then they take this one out.
It's funny, at this point in the day, I was so tired. My caffeine had worn off. I didn't have a second caffeine drink. I usually have one around noon. It was like 3:30. I was so tired. I felt so defeated. I was so down on myself that I just was done. So I wanted my bus to feel clean again. So I went and got a broom. I wanted to get all of the yuckiness out. And I couldn't completely get it out because obviously everything was soaking wet. So there was like a corner of like rocks almost. I don't even know what they were, but the bus needs to like dry out so that I can sweep it up as dirt because right now it's mud. Even like I destroyed this broom. All of those little wood chip pieces were soaking wet. All of the wood that we lifted up was soaking wet. And like it wasn't as bad as it could have been because you watched it. It was really hard to get it up. And usually if the wood is like rotted, it would come up easier, right? But all of it was wet. And we know buses leak, all of the things, but the caulking line that was all the way around the floor was still sealed. So I'm really confused on how all of this stuff and this dirt and this wet and this muck got underneath the floor because they had a big, thick caulking line all the way around. And when I was pulling it up, it was actually like the cleanest part of the bus underneath that caulking line. So I don't know if that like went behind the metal walls and I'm just like not seeing it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to take the walls off. Please, please, please let me know down below if I should. I feel like I probably should, but that might not be a this summer project for me. If you've been here since episode 1, I mostly want to do a no build or the least amount of building as possible because I just want to get out this summer and like right away. I'm done school on like the 29th of June or 23rd of June, something like that. And I would like to be going camping right away. I want to get out in it. I want to use it. I want to see what we need because all we've ever camped in is a tent. We've never had an RV or anything. So I want to see what is actually useful for us. So tearing out the floor was necessary. Thank God we did it because it was soaking wet underneath. So it needed to happen. But do I need to pull my walls out right away? I kind of want to use the rail that the bus seats were sitting on, the side rail there. You can see it kind of jutting out from the wall. That had one side of the seat sitting on it. One side of the seat had legs and then the other side was sitting right on this rail. And I kind of want to use that for like my bed platform and some other stuff. So let me know down below, what's your opinion? Should I be taking the walls out right away? Weigh in. Let me know your opinion. But yeah, all I had the emotional, mental, physical energy for was cleaning up this bus. And I'm really going at this dirt it's not dirt, it's muck. I'm going at this muck trying to get it, but it didn't come up well. So I will have to go back in, I think. Probably. Definitely. The fact that little tiny thing is the hardest thing to take out so far.
I don't know if it's just the screws are made really good or the drill bits are just shitty.
Absolutely comical. I think it's hilarious. Fucking leave it at this point. Because if it really wants to stay in the bus, then I gotta see it. Oh my god. Why was that the hardest thing to get out of the bus so far? Really wanted to stay in here. Wow, it kind of left like a little indent. Jesus. They had it in there good, didn't they? End of episode 4. This is where we are sitting. We have most of the floor up. Most of this is like wet. I don't even know if it'll show on camera, but it's like wet. Like that was rocks and mud and it's wet. So the wood was really wet. And we have like some surface rust, but there doesn't seem to be any spots that are like bad. That needs to come out. That's why this part of the floor hasn't come out. That needs to be like rerouted back into the coolant. The coolant line needs to be rerouted back to the engine instead of coming to this. And finally got that fire extinguisher holder out. That was the hardest part of the whole freaking thing. Yeah, feeling a bit discouraged. feeling a bit discouraged today because I could literally not do any of this by myself. Glenn had to help me with almost the whole thing. I got the little tiny part by the door done, but that was really hard. He had to help me with the whole thing, and we ended up using a car jack. There was a couple videos that I watched. We ended up using the car jack, which is what I literally just repeated myself. A couple people used car jacks, and that's what we used. But yeah, it's done. I'm done. I'm ready to go home. I'm glad that it's out. And now we can start rush treating and then kill matting, sound deadening, and then floor. Yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you will like and comment and subscribe. Oh, and let's do a time. It's 4:15. It's 4:15. We are going home. Yeah, I hope that you'll stick around. I hope you'll like, comment, subscribe, all of those things that the YouTubers tell you to do that I hate telling people to do, but it would really help me out here, and it's free. And I would really, really appreciate it forever and ever and ever. So thanks so much, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.